How's it going, Scorpio community? You know who it is. It's Soul Tigress with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So first off, let me tell you, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience as I navigate this story between the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything in between. Now, with that being said, that this is a safe and sacred space where we call in the angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy to come on in and be the guides and protectors of all the positive messages that are going to come out. Now, with that all being said, I'm going to be forward with y'all. This is not Love Tarot. This channel is geared around self-empowerment. And what that means to me is us building our stepping stones to getting closer to our soul being, which helps align us with a higher power. So Scorpio, let's get started with the vibe. There is a lot in the mix for y'all. There's a lot that's on the mind. There's a lot that you're feeling. There's going to be some confusing things that are happening. It's almost like it's making it hard to see things clearly, see people clearly, see people's intentions clearly. So let's get started. When the smoke clears, cleaning out the view of things, old emotions and feelings of past situations influencing your choices now. Forgiveness is the key. Seeing that everyone who has lived their life has a past. Nobody is perfect. It's not about escaping this past, but about honoring how you have grown from then until now. Healing and becoming a better version of yourself is not a race. Divine timing is always at play for this. Being okay with some of the doors of the past that you have closed. Now, this came in and this is, I quote, I'm seeing an A for ancestor. So let's see. Remember, you don't owe anyone anything, but you owe yourself everything. Meaning people from the past will try to force doors open that you have closed, feeling like they're entitled to your energy and your resources. Just keep in mind, you are not brought into this world to live your life for them. You are meant to live your life for you. And I always mention this, Scorpio. I am non-dominant when it comes to beliefs, when it comes to religion. But when I started gathering the different stones that I was going to use, the different shells that will help me tune into the Scorpio frequency, I kept hearing a certain song, a certain hymn. And it is a song, it is a song where it talks about God and it talks about the glory of it or of them. Again, I'm non-dominant, so that's why I hold back on using the word God. What it's talking about is the glory of the divine, of the light, finding the alignment with your beliefs, the beliefs that help you believe that more things are possible. Singing your hymns, your praises. Celebrate how you've been working to align with the divine. That's what I feel like those songs were coming into my head for, is for this specific message for you, is to sing those songs of praises, sing those songs of joy, sing those songs where it makes you feel more warmer inside for the life that you've been living. Even if you have a past, we all have pasts. Again, we learn from these pasts. And what I'm being told is to relay one of the things that I say when I cleanse the cards, it's a part of the last cleansing of the last deck. And I always tell the divine, thank you. Thank you for your patience with me and never giving up on me, even though there were times I was giving up on myself. Thank you for always being there and ready for me when I was ready to come to you, ready to align with you. All right. Sometimes, and I was talking to a Leo about this the other day, is religion can be used in the means of helping someone to believe in more than what they feel. And what they could feel is like life has it out for them because they're hitting so many roadblocks, so many things are happening in their life. So again, religion can be a very wonderful thing to help align us with higher beliefs of things, believing that more is possible. So let's go ahead and get started with the energy oracle cards for the introduction. Spirit guides and angels. What is it that needs to come out for Scorpio's introduction? Woo-wee. It's a little tricky. Let's see what it is. Oh. Oh, we have a man holding a coin here. This tells me that we're not sure if we can see or if there's a possibility of future stability ahead, future stability that is worth investing in. Masculine energy is exploration, adventure, progress, development. There could be somewhere in our life where we're not sure if we can create the adventure that we want to get to where we want to be. Are we open to exploring new things that will bring in new stability for us? Or are we residing in more of the negative tendencies where we're stuck, where there's no exploration, where we're taking step backs, where we can't see a future where we can develop more? That's something to think about right there when it comes to masculine tendencies. What else needs to come out? Yin and yang, just like the man holding the coin, falls to where we're not seeing a balance between energies, the light and the dark, why things are happening and where it's supposed to help take us for our future type of energy, why the past was the past type of thing. All right. So the last cards here speak about anxiety, worried, overthinking. What are we overthinking on? How we've been working towards things. Maybe it's how things are coming in that we've been working towards as well. We need time to rest. We need time to fill out what is really going on in our internal world. How this unbalancedness that we're feeling, especially when it comes to some kind of stability. An investment being made. Either you're investing or maybe it could be wanting somebody, a person, place, or thing to invest in you. But the whole thing is when you're overthinking things, it makes it hard to feel the guidance. Scorpios, you have superpowers. I always say that our water signs have a certain attunement to the divine frequency, and I feel like when you can slow down and you can come out of the anxieties that you're feeling a lot of That's when you're going to be able to really hear the divine messages and things when it comes to your guiding energies. You're really going to start to see why things have happened, why certain prayers were unanswered or certain things didn't work out. Then I have something else you're not seeing. A woman holding a heart. Well, we're speaking about certain things that didn't work out. Why? Why do things not work out sometimes? It could be to teach us what we deserve, to teach us the love that we have, not only to give, but also being able to shower it upon ourselves. I'll take a little detour. I had a sticky situation that happened a few years back. It created a lot of anxieties. It made me question how I worked towards things. It made me question how even this person was coming in. Were they friend? Were they full? Did they actually offer stability? No. But because my lenses weren't clear when I was viewing into this and there was a lot of confusion, that really heightened my anxieties. And to this day, I am still grateful for this. I'm grateful for the person who came in and rocked me to the core, because it taught me how to be this one. And it also taught me how to invest in myself with more progressive kind of energy. I was actually talking to a Scorpio about this situation, and I told him, I'm very grateful for that person. There's a lot of love for them still, because if it wasn't for them testing everything that I've been working on, I wouldn't know what I deserve at this moment, because back then I didn't know what I deserved. And that's what left me so confused. When you can work through those kind of lessons and you come up to things that are like that, then you already have a playbook. You've already had the experience, so you're able to work through those other lessons. One of the biggest things that last situation taught me was how investing my love into another can always come back and backfire on me. There's a point where, yes, you can invest your love into somebody else, specifically just to love them. But if you're depending on that currency to be returned, then you're barking up the wrong tree, because everybody has their agendas, everybody has their motives, everybody has their specific thing that they're working towards. What this person taught me is that all the love that I had reflected onto them and how they misuse it taught me not to do that anymore. It taught me to start reflecting all that love the love I want to give to others, onto myself. Instead of fanning this person and what they're doing, I needed to start fanning myself, becoming my own number one fan, being the person who's always hyping myself up instead of looking to hype up others. I'm not saying you don't have to be a hype man for others, but you need to know how to be your own hype man. All right. Whew. I hope that all makes sense. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely investing in yourself a little bit to get to these more progressive energies. Once you can level yourself up, then the people that come into your life will be at that level. And anyone who isn't at that level, person, place, or thing, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy not to outmaneuver them, but to get past that test or that trial. Speeding up. Excuse me. Thank you. So going from that situation to a few years past it, it has me at a point where when people make me question my knowledge, my self-love, what I do, it actually makes me put a stop. And instead of backing off of my beliefs, backing off of who I am and stepping off of my personal power kind of thing, now I'm able to challenge this stuff more in a holistic way, believing in myself, understanding where I'm coming from, because along the way with dealing with this past situation, it helped me learn how to validate myself. It helped me learn how to step into that personal power again, because I became my #1 fan. All right, so it's hard. One of the things is one of the biggest challenges, I should say, is becoming our own #1 fans. I actually used to have a past when I was a teen, an older teen, and I would openly say I hate myself. And I would openly tell that to my father. My father never questioned it. He was just like, well, I love myself. But I would openly admit to myself and others that I hated myself. And it was a rough past. There was reasons why that turned into that. But going through that past situation a few years ago taught me how to love myself. Not just on a superficial level, but on the very deeper levels of myself. So keep that in mind. Some situations are here to teach us how to get more connected with ourselves. And again, the more I connected with myself, the more I started connecting with a higher type of energy. So let's go ahead. Divine and universal energy, what needs to come out for the present? Well, when it comes to offering yourself this love, and the strategy is we have looking you up, researching you, studying you, getting info on you. Be careful when people are trying to use the things that you post, the things that you say, even the things that you love, as a means to get at you, as a means to rock your boat, as a means for them to try and put you down. Well, you was doing this. You're not so perfect. What are you doing? Ba, 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 ba. Watch it. Watch it. There could be somebody who's just looking up stuff to try and mess with you. And as I say that, look what pops out. A stalker. You have a fan here who could be wanting to offer something. But the actual strategy behind things for them is for them to come in and take something. It could be almost like a narcissistic type of energy, because they see how you're doing, how you're glowing up with yourself, and they remember how you used to treat them and you used to give all that energy to them. They want it back. They want it back, and they're going to look up things. They're going to look up things that pull at your heart. There is a ass backwards view. There's something that they're working towards. And what I'm hearing is they have it out for your energy, for you. There is an obsession here. There's an obsession with you being able to take something from them. They want something. You be careful, Scorpio. You be careful, because this person wants you to give them an inch so that they can take 3 feet. So that they could put you through this ringer again. Oh my goodness. Now I'm seeing why. Why this tea? Why this tea deck? What's the tea wanted to come out? Something that you're not seeing. Too busy winning. I feel like you don't understand the successes that you've had in life. Even though it may not be trophies up on your wall, there are places that you've surpassed within here certain sticky energies that you've been able to work through after experiences. And it could be the experience with whoever this is in particular. This person sees you winning. This person again sees you glowing more. They see your triumphs, even though you don't. This one does. And they have an eye out for it. It's something that I don't even know if they could get away from, because we have obsessed. We have them constantly looking you up any single which way they can. And I don't think it's just with the means of social media, because I'm really highlighted that they have this Google here. I don't know if you can see that Google screen. So this person could be trying to look up a lot of different things about you, just depending on what kind of footprints you've left online. Be careful with that. Be careful. I've actually had an investigator that I talked to recently, and they had a really, really hard time finding myself because I have such a light footprint on the internet, and I've made it that way on purpose because I don't like too many people having too much information about me, because there are people who use it. They will use it to their advantage. They will use it to pop up in places they're not supposed to be. So be careful with sharing, especially your location. If you got some unwanted energy around, what it is they could be thinking that you're keeping a door open for them. That's what it is, especially if you go back to a place where y'all have been before. So just be careful. I'm seeing a big warning sign with that one. It's not a coincidence. It is not a coincidence if they're there. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. I can't make this up. Y'all seen that? Let's see. We'll take this down here. So we have the looking up here. We have the strategy up here. The woman with the heart here. Anxiety here. This is all falling out. So the looking up, creeping, dirty offer, too busy winning is right here. There we go. I just wanted to show you that real quick before I pick them up. Yeah, I told you. Told you, they're creeping. And they creep. Yeah, just creeping on the down low. They're not going to be able, and what did I tell you? The dirty offer, there's something here is in the mix. They want to cover it up though, because we have offer fall like that, and that was the right next to the stalker, and then we have this. They don't have good intentions here, whatever this is. I really don't feel like this is a business. Maybe it could be an old business partner wanting you to reinvest in something so they can use you for your resources. Maybe, just maybe, but this is a specific person. This is a specific energy that you've left behind. And this is something of the past that left you in a lot of confused energy. Whoever it is, they are not noble. This is a coward. That's all I can say. I can throw narcissistic out there all day long. In a sense, what they're doing feels like it's narcissistic energy because they can't just let go and move on, lick their wounds and go. Move on, heal yourself, there's other fish in the sea. But this is somebody who doesn't want to let go. This is somebody who is not satisfied with the outcome. This is somebody who's willing to do things underhanded. This person, it would be a different story if we didn't have stalker here and if we didn't have thief here. All right, because if we had creeping, looking you up, depending on what other cards fall out, we could say this was a really shy person in a sense. But this is a person who, no matter which way you look at it, their intentions aren't pure for you. Their intentions aren't for you. It's all about them, what they want, what they can offer, and what they can take. And what they want is your time, your energy, your resources, and they want your emotions. They want your emotions, and they're willing to do a lot of things to get to it. They're willing to do a lot of things just to mess with you, just to keep holding on to this. Why can't they do a lot of things for themselves? That's this person. So when this is happening, when you're filling this energy out, when you're seeing weird things popping up on your profiles that have to do with them, because what I get too is they could be posting stuff. It's almost like they're throwing a lure out and they're trying to see if they can get you to come in so they can make an offer. Again, remember, they're really watching you. What else needs to come out for the present for Scorpio? Yeah, something about your resources. Travel. Running. All these come out in reverse. Giving money, travel, resources. It's kind of like I said, this person's really invested in taking this over-the-top interest in you. Honestly, if they were this invested before, it might have been a little bit different. But it's the motives. It's the motives behind it. Whatever it is that they're going to come and do, they could be trying to come in as trying to save the day type of energy. Like they're going to want to rush in. If you post something, if you say something, they're going to want to rush in to help, to try again to get their foot in the door. But I feel like because all of this is coming out in reverse, we have the thief, we have the stalker, we have the creepin', and the dirty offer. This is all insincere. Just know that they are not sincere. This is all about them getting you to reinvest them so that they can feel better about themselves. Just be warned. Be warned. Don't be confused. Do not be confused when it's happening, when they're doing things, when they're posting stuff, when they're trying to make this contact, when they're showing up in a place. It's not a coincidence. They're doing stuff on purpose. It's kind of unhealthy. What you don't see is moving. What I heard is this person's not going to give up easily, or they haven't given up easily. This is something that they've been trying to do, been trying to move in on you. It could be that it's a little bit more noticeable now. And what I have here is there's something that they're doing, something that you see that they do that could be triggering you, and that's why you have anxieties. Scorpio, 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 you are a water sign, so you're really, really, really good at reading between the lines. So this tells me you are feeling this. You're feeling this. There's something there that you're noticing when they put up something, they say something, or even if you notice a vehicle that looks almost exactly like theirs. And you're like, no, it can't be. No. Don't dismiss your intuition. Those posts, whatever they're trying to do, you're right. You are right. They're trying to get that foot in the door. They're doing stuff. The songs, it could be specifically songs that they're starting to share. Scorpio, I feel like with the rest and rejuvenation, to bring yourself into balance, to open up to a new stability that could come in, to be able to feel like you're moving forward when you're trying to get through this life, and to lessen the anxieties, and to increase the love for yourself. We have to let this person fully go. We have to let this person fully go on all means. Social media, them having your number, even having access to your phone like that where they can contact you. Just different ways, places that you frequent that there's a higher chance of seeing them. It's time to create a routine without them and to close that door. Close it fully, because this one hasn't learned the lesson for them. And this is something that's going to be taking you back, leaving you confused, feeding your anxieties. It just depends. Are you ready? Are you ready to close that door and say no more? It's time. It is time that I let you stop devaluing me. And it's time that I start to fully value myself and love myself on a deeper level. It's hard to let people go in this day and age because we are told we need to be friends with everybody. Even when it comes down to exes. Do you know if a person really hurts you, it's hard to be their friend? And the fact that, again, in this day and age with social media, we're told that we have to be friends with everybody. No, that's a lie. We are allowed to move forward from people, places, and things. It doesn't make you any less of a person or a weak person when, again, you finally close that door and say no more. I have a particular ex, my last ex. I will give you this example. It's not that situation I was telling you about. That situation, something totally different. My last ex was many, many, many years ago. And this one would hit me up at random times in the middle of the night. I would see them cruising by my neighborhood. I would see them parked in my neighborhood. If I was on social media, this person would make a second account so that the girlfriend didn't know what they were up to, and they would message me on Messenger with that account. And you know what happened within 24 hours? They would disappear. Why? Because I wouldn't fully open the door for them. I would entertain the conversation, just kind of put out there that I really don't want them anymore like that. But the more that I entertained their conversations, the more that I answered, the more that I kept them as a friend on Facebook, the more that they thought they could still come in, still mess with me. Now, at this day and time, I only have one social media platform, and I refuse. I refuse to go look up mutual friends because I know where that would lead to, and that will lead to that person trying to come back into my life. I'm okay without these mutual friends because you know what? Even if they had my number, we wouldn't be in communication. We weren't hanging out like that. We were friends from a past, but our lives have taken different directions. It was because of the social norms on social media that we were even friends anymore, kind of thing. So keep that in mind. If you have any just smallest crack of them able to come in and communicate with you, again, they're going to keep trying to force that door open through different ways. So just be careful. Really sit with yourself. Meditate. Feel what's going to be best for you. Not for them. Not what you feel like everyone else is going to be happy with. There are times in my life when I will not waste my time on people. I will not waste my time. A little detour, and I'll let you know this. There was a person who was a family friend. And this guy, for some reason, his energy, I didn't like it. I didn't trust him, and I could see how he thought he was like this Casanova, and he thought he could have whoever, whatever type of thing. And when I don't like you, I'm not going to talk shit to you, but I'm not going to open the door for you to think that I'm going to be your friend. I can sit in a place right next to you, but I don't have to have a conversation with you. And when I got the lowdown from 2 family members about this person, my energy was right on point. Right on point with the things that I was feeling, because what these 2 people told me about that person and the things that they went through with that person. So trust in your gut, trust in your intuition, trust how you can read between the lines, because people, they may not say anything at first. It may take them time to actually admit to what they've noticed of that other person or what that other person has done to them. But just know, trust your intuition. Trust it, trust it, trust it. All right, so let's ask the angels of protection. Please protect us, angels, as we navigate Scorpio's block here with this situation. What is it that needs to come out for the block? Let's see. Ooh, 5 of Staves. What we talk about. Could be worried about what other people think. Mutual friends. Worried about some kind of conflict with these others when it comes to pushing this person completely out and closing that door. That's okay. That's okay. You're human. You're allowed to worry. You care about a lot of people. Then I have Power, which is the Emperor that comes out in reverse, with Movement, which is also known as the Chariot. Any movement that you have made around this situation, what I'm feeling, has been really scattered. It's kind of like you're not doing it out of the best for yourself. You're doing it to be a good team player. But you're not on this person's team. That's what I don't get. You're not on this person's team, and this person's not on your team. Whoever these others, I don't know. They're just mutual. They're mutual friends. I would just say, you know what? Recognize who's trying to feed into this illusion with this other one, because who you may think is a friend may actually be a frenemy or a foe. Because you do have people that will befriend you, and they will sit here and sabotage you because they're not happy. We have a King of Cups energy here in reverse, 2 of Swords. And as I say that, watch out for them trying to block out the truth when it comes to this selfish individual. When it comes to them trying to make this person look like they're not selfish, like they're not only focused on them. This person could have a hidden habit. That's what I keep hearing. They have a hidden habit that they could be using for escapism. Escapism that leaves them blocked too. I don't know. But whatever they portray on the social media, they really portray themselves as being all together. They portray themselves as a teacher, as somebody who is older and wiser. And I do all these quotes like that because they may be older, but they're not wiser. They're very childish. Even though a page isn't here, I take that for this king. They're not very mature, very self-driven. Again, that's why they're coming to you, because they can't fulfill themselves. What we have is past fulfillment here. This person's going to play on the past. They could try and play how, oh, we weren't good for each other, because remember when you were going through that stuff, you know, I was trying to help you, blah, 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 blah kind of stuff, trying to flip your past on you. You know, maybe there was stuff that you were going through. You were being human and you were going through your tests and trials. I'll tell you that right now. Don't let anybody hold that past against you. When I see this stave or the wand here, and then we have 3, which is fertility, which is the Empress here. This person, what's that saying? They want to roll in the hay. Want to go out to the tulips. That's some old sayings. If you know them, you are amazing. This person thinks that they can use their sexual energy and your sexual energy against you. That's what it wants. You be careful. You be careful. You let this one in. Doesn't matter if it's a man. Doesn't matter if it's a woman. Doesn't matter if it's a them, they. Doesn't matter. But there will be some sneaky. And this person will try and do something that is gonna solidify you having to be around them a little bit more. Wink, wink. If you get what I'm hinting at, this is how a keep a person baby comes about. If it's not that, then they're definitely going to try and impregnate your life with something. And it's going to be something that both of you, that somehow keeps you both tied to each other. It could be the idea, it could be the way that they're going to try and talk to you again. And what I hear is brainwash you. Specifically that word, brainwash. So you have to be careful with this energy. You have to. Like I said, the biggest thing is just to let them go. Cut all ties to them so they don't have any access to your energy. After you cut ties, you need to cleanse out. You need to write that. I always write a letter. Don't send the letter, but I write a letter and I say how I feel about things. And then I pick a way of how to destroy the letter to release the energy. And then it's taking steps from there just to work on healing yourself from this energy. Again, it takes you on a track to deeper love for yourself. Just know that. Just know that. Don't grab a drink with them. That's all I can tell you. Here we go. They don't want to show you this side to them. They're still stuck on their old ways, still stuck on themselves. They're still stuck with the things that they try and gravitate to try and make them feel better. Again, because they can't self-soothe. They cannot make themselves feel better. Again, they have a habit here. See, both these kings come out in reverse. This king is all about his accessories. Whereas I feel this one is really about whatever it is that they're addicted to, whatever they overly focus on. Where this one's supposed to be more mature, this one's going to be very immature. This one is not going to have any kind of reconfirming stability. This is like that person throwing a lure out just to catch you. They say what they want to say, but then they do something different. Remember, there's a dirty offer here that they want to offer you, and they're trying to come in like, I've grown. I have gathered stuff. I have made a kingdom. I have made some accomplishments here, but those accomplishments are them still being a turd. They just put glitter on that turdy self. That's all they did. They're nothing. They still stink. They're still immature. They're still all about themselves. They're still about whatever this specific addiction is too. All right, last card for the block. What is the last card for this block. Ooh, last few cards here. Alright, so 7 of Swords. Creeping. Falls on that creepy. You know, falls on that looking you up. Remember I said watch their words. Watch what they're saying. Watch what they're throwing out. Because there is something that they want to gather upon. It's almost like if you start to like whatever, if it's a song that y'all used to love, it's a back in the day song, whatever, a meme, and you like it, then that's going to start everything with them. Just be careful because they're trying to find ways to gather your attention. That's the way I feel right there. Then I have this Prince of Pentacles. I just feel like when you look on this past, you're more harder on yourself. You're more harder on the way that things worked out between you and whoever this is. 4 of Cups. You could be really hard on yourself because of the choices that you were making in the past. Your past mistakes. You know, feeling like at one time you were really, really low and this person did bring something into your life at that time. And that could be something that you feel like that you owe them. Well, because they were here for me at one time when I was really down, when I was really drained out, when I couldn't even get up and move for myself, they were here. So we feel like we owe them something. Well, that is what they're using against you. That is what they're trying to use. That is what they're hoping that you still reflect on. It's time to close that door again to the past and knowing that you surpassed this level. Giving yourself permission to let go. A lot of times there's people who grew up in really toxic households. And you can have the parents doing the most to the children. The family members doing the most to you. Alright? But all along the way you're growing up, these people are being mean, they're being toxic, they're not treating you right, they're not loving you, they're using you. But they tell you you can't let them go because they're family. That you have to put up with it because they're family. That's a load of bullshit. That is a load of bullshit. People will use certain positions in your life to tell you no. You can't go anywhere. No, basically, I don't have to respect you and you got to put up with however the hell I treat you because I've been here. That is something that we all, not all of us, but a good amount of us have to deal with, is how to step up and step out of situations where we feel like we have to be there because, you know, there was some kind of past history. That was the lesson at that moment. If they're revisiting because you haven't fully learned the lesson, and that's why that door is still a little bit open to their energy. Again, giving yourself permission to let go, giving yourself permission to be okay with letting go. You don't owe this person anything. This person doesn't owe you anything. Let's be for real. They don't owe you anything either. You owe yourself. You owe yourself a deeper type of love. You owe yourself to opening a different door to more opportunities. More opportunities that are going to be more stable, more exploration, more adventure, more progress, and more development type of energies. Instead of them trying to leave you stuck in their misery. Keep that in mind, Scorpio. So let's go ahead and go into this conclusion. Universal energy, spirit guides, and divine. What is it that needs to come out for the Scorpio's conclusion? I like this. Even though you don't feel like this, joy is the unlimited creator. How can we celebrate having this one pack up and go? How can we celebrate that we created the movement, to stop originally dealing with this? How can we celebrate that we were able to recognize when things weren't right here? Because you did stand up for yourself. You did push this one out and you did close this door, but they're trying to open it again. Something else, through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in my world. I feel like you can, if you don't know how to think about them, you don't know what to do about them, you don't know how to feel about them, that's fine. You don't have to. But what you can do is stop focusing on them. And you can start to focus on your alignment with the divine. Your, what I'm hearing is divinations. Remember we're talking about hymns. Celebrating, that celebrating kind of energy where you're honoring yourself, you're honoring your journey, and you're honoring the divine timing of things, the grand picture of things, dharma and karma, how it's all played into you being in this very moment, opposed to overthinking whatever this one's doing when they're trying to get that door open again. It will create this rippling effect. When you can unfocus on them, then their presence in your life isn't going to be as big. If you can unfocus on them and actually close this door, it will take time to heal, but in a year's time, you won't even be thinking about them again, because you would have brought your focus to other things. Remember, your time, your energy, and your focus is some of your most valuable currency. When I lean toward love, I am led. That is something right there. I have that fall onto the chariot here. Lead this direction with love. Love for yourself. Love for being able to let go. Love for letting go in the past. When they try and come in and make you feel some type of way, you lead your direction with love for yourself. The universe has my back. The universe didn't put this situation in your life just to mess with you for the rest of your life. The universe put this situation in your life for you to learn how to love yourself more deeply. Hope is the conduit for miracles. Just know when you're dealing with an energy like this, that does wear on our hope that things will get better, the hope that other things will come in. When you can fully move forward from this, and yes, I sound like a broken record, close this door to this situation, the hope for new possibilities and new things will become stronger. The universe works fast when I'm having fun. Remember how we said unfocusing on them so that you could put focus to other things? I feel like that's saying also with this, the universe works fast when I'm having fun, is your anxieties are not going to be as high. Why? Because you're not going to be worried about what this person is doing. You're going to have more fun. The more energy and intentions I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I become. I'm not saying that you have to label this person as something negative to be able to move past them, because then that's going to create bitterness in you. That's going to create holding a grudge. That's going to create an out of balance heart chakra. How can you have faith in the divine, that the divine has given you this specific person? Because Scorpio, 8th house energy, Your energy specifically is all about transformation through relationships. If you reside in the Scorpio frequency, that's where you learn your greatest relationship is through others. And right here, what I feel like this is speaking upon is how this new moon in Gemini, full moon in Sagittarius really plays into your story this time. Gemini is all about how we communicate, how we think. Sagittarius is all about how we go to our truth. We find the meanings of truth to things. We become these philosophers, these teachers through finding our very truths. If you want a little bit more information on that and a little bit of the mythology as well, my interpretation, go check out the new moon in Gemini, full moon in Sagittarius interpretation this time around. But one of the things is your communication with yourself. Giving yourself permission. Letting yourself fill out what yourself needs. Do you really need to have contact with this person, place, or thing? Is it a must, or is it something that you're forcing upon yourself that yourself really doesn't want to do? What is the truth here for you, Scorpio? Just know, again, this specific energy, especially for your house, is meant to help you spiritually evolve a little bit more. So I'm hearing one last card. What is the final card for the conclusion for the Scorpio frequency? All right, when it comes to the meditation, rejuvenating, bringing balance, especially to this past and to the future possibilities with stable energies we have. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer and contemplation and stillness. I'm a Reiki master. I've done other little things along my journey of being able to evolve and grow, from positive affirmations to visualizations type of things. In Reiki, we learned a lot about positive affirmations. Here, I really feel like the most powerful thing that you can align with as a tool when it comes to creating healing, when it comes to creating hope, when it comes to creating a belief within yourself, is the power of prayer. I'm non-dominant, but what I notice is it comes down to the things that we are focusing on. There are times where I go through really hard situations, and now I've learned, instead of overthinking it and creating more anxieties and staying stuck on it and stressing out my whole system and it affecting my health, I've learned how to give these situations away to the divine, and it's through prayer. It is through prayer. There are many times that I'm asking the divine, praying for patience, praying for understanding, praying for the truth to come out, praying that I can trust in the flow of life, because I am just as human as you. I have a lot of different variables that happen in my life that rock me to the core, and still past situations that still rock me to the core a little. But I want to keep my progress. So instead of reacting to them and taking it out on myself, because I've learned that deeper level of love for myself, I pray. I pray, and I pray to help my focus of moving forward, my focus of feeling that I do have a good life, my focus of seeing all the blessings I have in the midst of the chaos. That could be something that helps here, Scorpio. All right, so this is going to conclude it. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience. And please don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out with all these positive messages. And I hope that you have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.